Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's most heart-stopping hearing. Grandma Rowe is here not to petition, but to take center stage at the U.S. hearing. All the staff were silently praying for a smooth hearing, and they prayed for a happy ending. When they heard Grandma Rowe was heading to the U.S., the market folks showered her with gifts and snacks. When Grandma Rowe arrived in the U.S., Japan started trouble, questioning her identity. They claimed that Grandma Rowe didn't register her identity back then, which is just ridiculous. The Japanese side thought Grandma Rowe was not a real victim. They said her identity was all made up. To clarify this, everyone had to rally the community to sign the petition. What a festive atmosphere. Not only that, but you also stormed the mayor's office to lay down the truth to talk about guts. Finally, with joint efforts, the South Korean government began reviewing Grandma Rowe's records. Ming-sai returned to Grandma Rowe's house once more, digging up that old photo to take to court. On hearing day, an elderly lady began to recount her story, and it was utterly shocking. At 21, she was kidnapped by the Japanese army. What a nightmare. Dozens of soldiers lined up outside her door to impose horrors upon her. She even went as far as to cut her long hair and disguise herself as a boy, only to unexpectedly pique the interest of those beasts. However, Achiro questioned, claiming these victims went willingly, which is utterly absurd. The old lady angrily retorted, "My dream was to be a nun. How could I ever go to such a place?" At this time, another juror said Japan treated victims better than officers. Mind-blowing. The elderly lady was about to blow her top, retorting that life for these victims was worse than dogs. Every day they had to endure those demons' torment, and even the meager compensation was constantly withheld. Just the mere thought of her past nightmares made her so furious that she could hardly speak. She stepped off the stage and locked eyes with Grandma Rowe, as if sharing the same pain. Their eyes reflected empathy and encouragement, and then it was Grandma Rowe's turn to speak. The Japanese government again revealed its ugly side, questioning Grandma Rowe's identity. Outrageous. They claim records the South Korean government compiled in days can't prove Grandma Rowe's identity. They demanded more solid evidence, otherwise all testimonies would be invalid. In the end, someone insisted that Grandma Rowe must speak. What a brave move. But when facing the eyes of so many people, Grandma Rowe got so nervous that she couldn't utter a single word. She always had Ming-sai beside her for encouragement, but now alone on stage, her mind went blank. Just as she was about to be escorted off, a loud bang came from outside the door. Ming-sai suddenly appeared, giving Grandma Rowe boundless encouragement. What a touching moment. Using the first Japanese phrase she learned, she pulled Grandma Rowe back from fear like a hero saving the day. Grandma Rowe lifted her shirt, and gasps filled the room. Her belly was covered in scars and filthy tattoos. Each time when she saw those scars, hellish memories just flooded back. It was truly unbearable. The old lady herself was living proof, and all the surviving victims were living evidence. Faced with this ironclad evidence, the Japanese representatives could only shut up. "We're not demanding too much. We merely hope you can face up to your mistakes. We're offering you a chance to beg for our forgiveness, nothing else." Subtitles. We will patiently await your apology, and do keep in mind the moment when we first stepped into this historical chapter. This history must be remembered because such events must never happen again. Grandma Rowe's speech brought the house down, and those who doubted her identity rushed to apologize. Only the Japanese representatives still tried to bribe Grandma Rowe with money, but faced strong resistance. She hit back in fluent Japanese. What a relief. After the hearing, Grandma Rowe returned to the lounge.